When word broke that Sly Stone had passed away at the age of 82, fans around the world mourned the loss of a musical giant. But those who were fortunate, or bold, enough to attend his private funeral in Los Angeles witnessed something far deeper than a traditional memorial. It was a collision of pain, praise, and palpable outrage. Held in a discreet chapel in Englewood, the ceremony was strictly invite-only. No media, no live stream, just a few dozen family members, longtime collaborators, and select artists whose lives were forever changed by Sly's music. Despite the small guest list, the room was thick with tension. The floral arrangements exploded in psychedelic color, a visual echo of Sly's flamboyant stage persona. Draped over his closed casket was his iconic white fur coat. Live renditions of "If You Want Me to Stay" and "Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again" softly filled the air, performed by a hand-picked band including surviving members of the family Stone. But then, the mood shifted. Funk legend George Clinton appeared unannounced, dressed in full regalia. He removed his signature glasses, stood at the podium, and delivered a raw, unscripted tribute, one that quickly turned confrontational. He gave y'all sound, he gave y'all soul. But when he needed y'all, where were you? He asked, pointing to the back of the chapel. Don't act brand new at the funeral. The words landed like a punch. Some clapped. Others looked away. One of Sly's family members reportedly walked out during the speech, while others sat frozen, unable, or unwilling, to confront their own guilt. Then came Lenny Kravitz. Instead of a speech, he sat at a keyboard and performed a stripped-down, haunting version of "A Family Affair." No backup singers. No theatrics. Just pure emotion. As the final note faded, he whispered, "Thank you, Sly. We're all still learning from you." Questlove wasn't there physically, but his presence was still felt. A pre-recorded video played, where he revealed that Sly had recorded a cache of unreleased music just 2 years before his death. Questlove hinted he had access to some of it, and that it may be released in the near future. But the most heartbreaking moment came from Sly's daughter, Novena Carmel. She attempted to read a letter Sly had written before his passing, but broke down in tears midway through. A longtime friend stepped in to finish reading the message. "To everyone I loved, to everyone I hurt, I'm sorry. The music was always meant to heal, not destroy. Don't let them fight over my name. Just dance." Despite the intimacy of the ceremony, fans online were quick to notice some major absences. Bruno Mars, who often cites Sly as a key influence, didn't attend or release a public statement. Nor did Larry Graham, Sly's former bandmate, with whom he had a famously bitter falling out. Some whispered it was due to unresolved beef, others believed it had more to do with a growing legal battle over Sly's music catalog. Because the truth is, Sly Stone didn't just fade away. He was pushed. Pushed by an industry that celebrated his rise but abandoned him during his fall. After dominating charts in the 60s and early 70s, his life began a painful downward spiral. Reports of missed shows, erratic behavior, and drug use dominated headlines. He became a mystery even to his own bandmates. One insider recalled how, during a tour in 1975, Sly would lock himself in hotel rooms for days, surrounded by instruments, notebooks, and cassette players. He wasn't being difficult, he was trying to protect the purity of his music while battling demons in silence. By the 1980s, he was virtually untraceable. Rumors swirled that he was living off the grid in Northern California or institutionalized. The truth was worse. He was bouncing between temporary homes, deeply addicted to crack cocaine, and convinced that people were spying on him. He thought his phones were tapped, his mail stolen, and his ideas hijacked. Then, in 2009, Journalist and filmmaker William Ruhlman tracked him down in Los Angeles. Sly was living in a white camper van parked in Crenshaw. He barely had money for food or medication. Yet, despite it all, he was still creating hundreds of notebooks, demo tapes, and experimental recordings crafted with an old keyboard and a portable mixer. "I'm not finished," he told Ruhlman. "They might have buried the stage me, but the real me? I'm still cooking." The interview sparked outrage. News outlets covered his living conditions. But instead of help, Sly found himself in legal quicksand. He sued his former manager, Jerry Goldstein, for stealing millions in royalties. In 2015, he won a $5 million lawsuit, but never saw the money. It remained locked up in legal appeals. Still, Sly had moments of light. In 2011, he released a comeback album called I'm Back. Family and Friends, featuring Bootsy Collins and Jeff Beck. It didn't top the charts, but it proved Sly still had it. More haunting is the rumor of an unfinished concept album titled The Myth of Me, featuring spoken word confessions, funk instrumentals, and commentary on race and fame. The tapes exist, but no one knows where. And now? A silent war is raging over his legacy. His catalog is a goldmine, sampled by Prince, Kendrick Lamar, The Roots. But Sly didn't own much of it. In the 70s, amid addiction and paranoia, he signed bad deals. His manager, Jerry Goldstein, gained control of many rights. Despite the lawsuit victory, Goldstein's appeals kept the money out of Sly's hands. Now, Apple Music is reportedly in talks to buy Sly's remaining catalog and unreleased recordings. They want to produce a docuseries like they did with the Beatles and Selena. Sources say the offer is in the high eight-figure range. But Novena Carmel, Sly's daughter, isn't on board. "My dad wasn't a product, he was a prophet," she said. "I'm not selling that legacy to the highest bidder." Other family members disagree. Some believe the time is now to cash in and protect the family's future. And then there's the issue of Sly's unreleased music, rumored to feature artists like Dr. Dre, Erykah Badu, and Andre 3000. Some tracks go back to the 80s. Their value? Potentially enormous. But no one knows exactly where the tapes are. Even worse, some storage units containing Sly's master tapes have reportedly gone unpaid. One facility in Oakland is preparing to auction off its contents. If those tapes disappear, the world may never hear the full extent of Sly's final genius. So, who owns Sly Stone now? Legally, it's messy. Morally? That's a question for all of us, his fans, his family, the industry. As soon as news broke of Sly's death, the internet exploded. #SlyStone trended worldwide. Questlove wrote, "Without Sly, there's no Prince, no D'Angelo, no Outkast." Lenny Kravitz called him the heartbeat of funk. Beyoncé's team posted a simple black and white photo of Sly at Woodstock. No caption needed. Fans shared their own stories. DJs who spun "Family Affair" at their parents' wedding. Music students discovering "Everyday People" for the first time. TikTok creators sampling Sly's bass lines without even realizing it. Because Sly wasn't just funk or soul. He was a fusion, gospel meets psychedelia, protest meets groove. He was the first to have an integrated band, black and white, male and female, all on stage in the 1960s. That wasn't branding. That was revolution. At the funeral, tensions boiled, but music still prevailed. Stevie Wonder brought the room to tears with his harmonica. Guests left with vinyl copies of "There's a Riot Goin' On," and a note that said, "The revolution never ended, it just changed tempo." There's talk of a biopic in early development. Rumor has it, Lakeith Stanfield or Donald Glover might play Sly. The script is allegedly based on lost interviews that reveal Sly's deepest truths about race, fame, and regret. But beyond the biopics, lawsuits, and media frenzy, it's his music that lives on. His bass lines ripple through time. His lyrics still hit harder than ever. Sly once said, "I didn't come to save the world. I came to make you move while you save yourself." And move we did. Thank you, Sly. You changed the tempo. But the beat goes on.